What's going on, you guys? It is Perry the Entertainer back again for another video, and this video is another edition of Hashtag Spoilers, the hit new web show that is sweeping the nation. I'm your host, Perry the Entertainer. You can find me on Twitter at The PTE Show. We live chat during Raw, Smackdown, and all sorts of that jazz. Well, the Season of the People is still continuing, but nobody really decided to send in any channel desktop art, so you guys get to watch a beautiful glacier, snowy area type of thing going on here. So yeah, no real excitement on this episode, but it is our 5th episode of the new season. And yeah, like I said, make sure if you would like to advertise your channel or your Twitter or anything, or if you guys would just like to paint me a pretty picture, go ahead and send that to me on my Facebook or Twitter. Those links will be down in the description box below, and your picture will be featured live on the interwebs on the best 15 minutes of your day. So, yeah, the Smackdown spoilers finally just came out, and I'm going to try and make these more exciting than they were for Raw. And I know that's not saying a lot because Smackdown is a C+ show, but you know, I'm trying to be nice to it because I feel like I've been crapping on it lately, and I don't know. Let's just dive right into these things. Let's go. So yeah, we got Daniel Bryan sitting here, and let's just start reading this. Let's not dilly-dally no more. SmackDown opened with Miz TV, but Roman Reigns took The Miz out with a Superman punch early on. Roman Reigns challenged Daniel Bryan to a fight, but Seth Rollins interrupted. Reigns versus Rollins and the Stooges is announced for tonight, so a 3-on-1 handicap match advertised for tonight's SmackDown taping, or on Friday. That's going to be going on there. Not really that excited for the Roman Reigns-Daniel Bryan match. I mean, there is always the possibility that WWE does go through with having Daniel Bryan beat Roman Reigns, and then maybe turn Roman Reigns heel, or use this match to turn Roman Reigns heel, and basically have him give in to the fans' hatred of him, and see maybe if those boos turn him into a babyface, if he sides with the Authority, or if he you know, I don't know. He does something very heelish because, you know, right now he's in a bad spot because he's right in the middle of Daniel Bryan and John Cena, and I think right now those two guys are the only two big top baby faces that WWE needs. So having Roman Reigns as that third guy, kind of like how Cena, Orton, and Batista were, how everyone kind of knew Batista was always the number 3 guy. That's the kind of thing with Roman Reigns going on here. We know John Cena and Daniel Bryan are, you know, sometimes they're interchangeable. You can change them between 1 and 2, but Roman Reigns is always that number 3 guy, and until WWE does something with him, which I think they will do, I think they will do something for this road to WrestleMania, especially with him going up against someone like Brock Lesnar, like I've been talking about for the last few weeks, about how they need to up the stakes and make it like Roman Reigns is in Lesnar's league. It would be the equivalent of having Batista the champion in 2007 and have Batista win the Rumble in 2007. It feels like that right now. Like that's the way that it feels. It feels like Roman won it too early, and that's the thing that's the reason people are crapping on him. People aren't really crapping on him because he won the Rumble per se. People aren't really crapping on him because The Rock, you know, helped him win it, which I know a lot of people are actually angry about that a little bit more than him actually winning it right now. But the fact that he won it so early in his push is why I understand why people are pissed off at this. But SmackDown, like I said, is looking like an average show. Ryback and Dolph Ziggler defeated Stardust and Goldust when Stardust walked out on the match. Finally, we may get that Cody Rhodes Goldust match that we should have had within the last 2 years, but we never got one. Maybe we'll see Cody finally come out as Cody Rhodes, come back as Cody Rhodes. Maybe as a babyface, I don't know. The way it's looking, it looks like Goldust is going to be the good guy coming out of this, but yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm excited because this match is so overdue. I feel that doing this match now would be just kind of like missing out, because, you know, we should have had this match 2 years ago when these guys lost the tag titles to the Shield to begin with. So you know, kind of having Cody change gimmicks into this piece of shit Stardust thing, walking around with his face painted like a fucking goof. walking around with this shit going on, hissing at people. Like, I feel like I want to give the dude the Heimlich because he's fucking choking on something. I don't know. Get Goldust cock out of your throat or something. I don't know. Maybe I was a little mean there. I apologize. But, yeah, hopefully we get Cody back, because Cody is way better than Stardust, especially, like, the fact that it seems like Cody is using two different movesets, one as Cody Rhodes and now as Stardust. I mean, he completely let go of the beautiful disaster kick. I don't think I've seen a Crossroads in almost a year, you know, so there's tons of moves that he's leaving out because now he's the Stardust character. But I'm interested to see if they do change Stardust back into Cody Rhodes. Dean Ambrose defeated Curtis Axel. I don't know why the hell they're giving Curtis Axel any sort of fucking face time. The only reason he got his fucking moment on Raw was because you people wouldn't stop fucking... It was funny at first. Oh, he got attacked by Eric Rowan, so he wasn't necessarily in the Royal Rumble match, and he should be getting a shot at Brock Lesnar. It was funny at first, but then you guys force it, and that's when all this joke shit is ruined. The same thing happened with Fandango, and I mean, it was funny at first, and then it turned into retarded, and that's what happened here. And Ambrose using him to kind of establish himself in the mid-card. I don't feel that Dean Ambrose, especially after beating John Cena last year on the main event of Raw, I think it was like the contract on a pole match or something, he beat him. I mean, I'm just using that because that's the one big main event match that Dean Ambrose has had. But I don't really agree with him having him face Bad News Bear. Although I do feel that it would give the IC title some credibility, and I'm glad that they started it now rather than after this Fastlane pay-per-view. But I'm interested to see it. I just don't want to see them go on in the pre-show. Like, I feel that these guys give Ambrose and Bad News Barrett some time on the actual show. I mean, it's not like WWE is building towards another Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I've heard absolutely nothing about it, so I have no idea if they're going to be going through with that. But that's that. Speaking of gimmicks that never work anymore, Fandango defeated Adam Rose. Rose hit some of his rosebuds after the match. Who gives a fuck, really? I mean, I'm trying. If you want me to, I will start trying to cut down with the swearing and everything. I feel that I do start losing control about halfway through these shows. But I do swear a little bit too much, and if that is interfering with your enjoyment of the show, please let me know, just so that I can connect with you guys a little bit more, because we can't make the show live yet. Roman Reigns defeated The Miz. Reigns get a huge reaction here. That's actually good news. That's actually really good news, hearing that Reigns got this big reaction. Hopefully it's a good reaction, because that's the way that WWE's trying to build him right now. As I don't see anything with Miz and Mizdow, and I feel that's the way that they're going to go for Mania. They're going to have rather Miz put over Mizdow, or they're just going to completely end Mizdow's run and maybe fire him after WrestleMania, because that usually Black Week after Mania is usually when they bring up NXT guys that deserve it. Probably the big name that's coming up is probably Adrian Neville. But that is usually around the same time where they start making main roster cuts. So if they do want to cut Damian Sandow, which I don't want to see happen, but I feel that if they do let Miz go over Mizdow at Mania, that's the way it's going to go. But I don't think that's going to happen. I feel that Miz is going to be doing the job to Mizdow and kind of establishing him into his own character, which he has been over the last few weeks. It's not like a win over Miz is gonna completely change everyone's perspective on him, because everyone loves him. Everyone loves him, and I think that's why the Miz and Mizdow breakup happened so early, was because of the fact of people cheering more for Mizdow than they are for Miz. And hell, these guys shouldn't be getting any, They're technically still heels, so they should still be getting booed, but then again, the internet completely ruined wrestling over the last few years, so faces and heels really don't mean anything anymore, and maybe I might make a video on that sometime in the future. But faces and heels mean absolutely nothing in the wrestling business anymore. You cheer for who you want, you boo for who you want. You all know who wrestled in the indies and who has absolutely no wrestling ability whatsoever. So you guys can get on your little interwebs and talk about that way. So you know, in my perspective, the internet completely ruined wrestling right now, and it's getting there with sports, especially social media, where some people look at it as an improvement. Like, I know the UFC says that's how they help their expansion and everything, but sometimes social media really just ruins the product. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff are hurting WWE, but it really does no help, is what I'm saying. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys feel that social media and the internet has killed the sport of professional wrestling? Or the entertainment? I'm sorry, it's not a sport, you know. You guys are just athletes running around, jumping over top ropes, you know, all sorts of that shit, taking fake punches and everything, you know, but that's not a sport. Rusev defeated Eric Rowan in a match that I'm sure no one really cares about. I don't know what WWE has planned with Eric Rowan, but I heard something about this picture that was going around on Raw last night. Some dude was, I think I mentioned this in the review last night. Some dude was walking, or he was sitting at ringside with a sheet over his face, and people were saying, you know, that was Randy Orton, who it never was, and it never was revealed as to who that was. I think it was rumored, and I think it wasn't necessarily confirmed, but as the now accused is the Boogeyman, because apparently that's he undid the mask at one point, and I guess that people saw it was the Boogeyman. So, you know, maybe WWE does have something up their sleeve with maybe they might have him work with Rowan, because the whole thing with Rowan approaching John Cena backstage last night saying that no one stood up for me and all this sort of stuff and everything, and making Eric Rowan kind of look like a wimp at the same time, having the big, you know, Superman John Cena stand up for his, you know, his fellow citizen, I guess you could say, Superman Cena. But hell, have Boogeyman come back and kind of bring the animal back out of him. If that means having Boogeyman come back as a heel, I would love to even see that. I think that'd be pretty cool. But maybe he would interfere with Bray Wyatt, so I could understand them not bringing him back as a heel. But, you know, after WrestleMania is especially the time where they start making big returns and big roster debuts. So maybe have Eric Rowan and Boogeyman in some time. And try and see if you can bring the monster back out of Eric Rowan, because right now he's just kind of wandering. Like, he doesn't have anyone really to work with. He's kind of that odd man out with Ryback and Dolph Ziggler as the guys that were fired. He has no direction. I mean, granted, he's probably the character that I'm more interested between the three, but WWE has nothing to do with him. I mean, at least, hell, if you would like to, have him fight Luke Harper and have some sort of goddamn backstory to it. Not throw it around on Raw and SmackDown every week. You know, these guys have history. You know, just because Eric Rowan turned babyface and Luke Harper turned into a corporate sellout, that doesn't mean that, oh, let's just force this match on Raw and SmackDown every fucking week until people are pissed off and don't want to see it anymore. You know? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I mean, shit. Paige defeated Alicia Fox with her submission after encountering a Northern Light suplex. I have absolutely no interest in the Divas division. I know Triple H said something about the Divas deserve more time on the main show. That's if you actually bring some real wrestlers in. I mean, bring in Charlotte and Sasha Banks and all that, who can actually flip and wrestle, whereas you have, you know, all these models on TV right now. Well, not as bad as they were over the last few years. I mean, you had Kelly, for fuck's sake. You had Beth Phoenix, who was pretty good. Eve, who was okay. Trying to think. Jillian Hall, who couldn't wrestle to save her life. Melina was okay, I guess you could say. I don't know. But, you know, maybe this main roster thing really doesn't work out in their favor. So, I'm not saying that they're horrible wrestlers on there now, but they need some sort of star power. They need some sort of new talent coming up. So, that's that. Daniel Bryan defeated Seth Rollins, Joey Mercury, and Jamie Noble in a handicap match main event by submission when Mercury tapped out. Kane attacked Daniel Bryan after the match. They all beat on Bryan, leaving him laying after a chokeslam and a curb stomp. So, ladies and gentlemen, call the morgue, because Kane has risen from the dead. Apparently he died last week on SmackDown, and you know, it's complete continuity issue. So yeah, guys, Daniel Bryan and Kane, the feud is back on. I'm sure all of you guys love to hear that. And yeah, so that is going to wrap it up for this week's edition of Hashtag Spoilers. I mean, there's nothing really interesting going on here. In my humble estimation, I feel that you shouldn't waste your time with SmackDown this week. And seriously, I mean, take my word for it. I had absolutely no excitement in this match at all. I have some charisma when it comes to this, but it's Dean Ambrose and Curtis Axel, Rusev and Eric Rowan, Fandango and Adam Rose. So much time filler shit that means absolutely jack shit nothing. So that's gonna do it for Hashtag Spoilers tonight. I'm gonna let you guys go. And please, if you would like to submit a picture for next week's show, please, at the PTE Show, or my Facebook is down in the description box. Please send in your stuff. I hate having to go to default custom backgrounds because this is what my computer came up with because I didn't get any this week. I hate doing that because it makes me feel like I'm not giving you guys what you want. So let me know what you guys want. Let me know what you guys want to see on this show.